production. Executive producer. It sounds so fancy and sexy and whatever, but bruv, it was hard. It was basically like problem solving every single day for every single department. It was a lot. And I had so much anxiety going into the production for some reason, because I felt like I wasn't ready, but I needed to be ready because all these people were counting on me. In fact, at one point, I used to use this illustration. I felt like someone who was driving a bus, and there were all these people in it who were trusting me to get them to their destination, but they didn't know that there was no brake pad. So, like, I remember waking up the morning of production and just having a full like anxiety attack and thinking, what am I doing? Who told me I can do this? But it's already too late because you have like 30 people in the crew that that already signed up to this. You have all these cast members that are in it, like they're not going back. It's too late. Arese, you already convinced people to get to this level. You are going to have to make it happen. But I was so anxious. I remember sitting on my bathroom floor the morning of and just thinking, God, please help me. Or do you not bring me this far to let me down? Don't let me see disgrace. So let me start something that I can actually finish. Like, it was so crazy. And especially because it was important for me to be hands-on for many reasons. One, I wrote the book, the characters were like my children, and I really wanted to deliver something that was quality, something that was amazing, work that I can stand by. One. Two, I had a shoestring budget and I was bootstrapping this, and the idea that I would just hand all that money over to someone else and they will now be running the budgets for me was not gonna happen. I needed to be able to manage everything to a large extent myself. I'm grateful for like the collaborative effort of like my entire team, but I just knew that I needed to be hands-on, which meant I had to be on set every other day. So when I wasn't in meetings with sponsors or trying to get cash, I was on set, like making sure that we were delivering the vision that I had envisioned. Does that make sense? Yeah. So production, I think I'll just go department by department in terms of the highlights of what I think was important. Locations. Again, I was the locations manager. I felt like this was something I had to do by myself because I was like, I'm going to have to call all these different people anyway. I don't want to have to pay someone else to do that. So, first things first, Fine and Country. We shot most of our office scenes in Fine and Country. Beautiful location. Auntie Udo is one of the most positive people that you will ever meet. When I called her to say, listen, I want to shoot this is what I'm trying to do, and she offered me her space, like I was so grateful. I actually thought she was going to say no because that place is so nice, like it's so fancy, like, but she really wanted to support me, and she made it happen. Fine and Country, thank you so much. Like, our scenes look so fire because we shot there. Circa, I had been working for Circa, like doing some campaigns with them, like to promote the space. So I knew the owner and I knew the chef. So I convinced them that we should shoot a lot of our scenes, there. I feel like that was something that middle of the process, they were like, who said yes to this? Who approved this? Because there's just so many people in this place, like so many people in this space. But, eventually, they made it work. It was amazing to work with them because on a lot of days they fed the cast. They made their space available to us multiple times, and it was so beautiful. Like, I felt like it gave that premium, look, right? I was so sure that I will not have friends after producing this thing, because I shot in Maria's house, my best friend's house. I shot in Toby's house, Sujimoto's house. I shot in my parents' house. Like, everybody that could give me a location to shoot in. I shot in my best friend's husband's mother's house. Thank you, Mrs. Okoye. I was basically just going around like looking for favors and begging people, and it's a really big commitment. So with film, it's not like you're just going to be in and out. There's going to be cast, there's going to be setup, there's going to be, people eating, people working for hours on end, doing several takes. So it's a big commitment for someone to give you their space to shoot in. And I'm so grateful to everyone who helps me make that happen. So there were a lot of hiccups, in terms of managing these locations. I have stories for days. So there was this club scene that we had planned, and we were going to shoot it at the rooftop, of Saka. But we had been shooting at Saka all day that day, and basically at this point it was like 1 a.m. in the morning. We had like 50 extras. We had celebrities that I had invited to do cameos, like Arese. Everyone waiting to shoot this scene. And guess what? The generator went off. And it was the middle of the night, and there was really literally no one to call. And it basically meant that we had to make the decision to say we can't shoot tonight. I was so mad because it meant you still had to pay extras. You still had to, basically money had just gone down the drain that day for that, because of that scene. So I went to bed. I'm pretty sure I cried. But I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know what? We're going to shoot the scene again on another day, and I'm going to kill it. Like, it's going to be an opportunity to just do this bigger and better and just like really like, make it epic. So I called my friend Osaze Bazu. He's one of the owners of Cocoon, a nightclub. And he said to me, okay, do you know what? I think you should talk to Martel so that they can give you like the bird cages with the Martel bottles and fire, coming out of it. And we can, do the whole paparazzi of like the bottles coming to the table. And I was like, yay, ace. So we speak to Martel. They decide that they're going to support us with GH Mom and Martel and all of that. It's amazing. We've booked the club. We're going to shoot. The day that we're going to shoot, I had meetings with, sponsors or potential sponsors, and then we were shooting a lot of night scenes that day. So I was just like, you know what, I'll go to set like in the evening. So I'm on my way, and then I see my phone. I have missed calls from my producer, my production manager. So I decided to call my production manager, Marianne. Marianne, what's going on? I got a missed call from you. Don't worry, Arese. I'm on my way to go and find another location for the club scene. Huh? Why? Why would you be on your way to doing that? Oh, they haven't told you there was a fire. Morogo, fire. I was like, listen, Marianne, I really have no patience for exaggerations today. If there was smoke, just say that there was smoke. Don't come and be saying fire. She was like, Arese, there's a fire truck there. The fire service came. Like, the roof caught fire. I was like, oh my God. Like, huh? The first thing was, how am I going to explain to Osaze? The other thing was, this will be the third time that we would have to shoot this scene if we don't shoot again. Today, money down the drain. So I call Olumide Shoyombo, who had also given me cash towards this project as well. And I say to him, listen, I need to shoot a club scene. He was one of the owners of Club 57. I need to shoot a club scene. Please, can I quickly go to Club 57 to shoot? And he's like, are you joking? Today is Thursday. It's a big night. I know you guys will never finish shooting. Yes, and this is me. I was lying. Every time I was collecting a location, I would just be like, we'll only be there for 4 hours. We'll be there for 10 hours, 12 hours. He was like, Arese, you need to be done by 10, no matter what. And I was like, don't worry, please, you'll be saving me. And he said, okay. So I call Lala and I'm like, you know what, move them down to Club 57. And she's like, oh, are you sure? Then I call Osaze. And I'm like, Baz, I am so sorry. He now goes, Arese, Arese, you won't bomb my club on top favor. I said, I'm so sorry, don't worry, we're moving, we're going to go to Club 57. He said, huh? You should say you be Binigil, because small fire, you want to move. Something like you're shooting for the second time. He was like, my friend, they've put out the fire to the roof, we'll fix the roof later. Just go and shoot. Let this thing have not have been for nothing. Do you know that I started crying? Because I just thought, this person's club is burning down, right? And they're still saying I should shoot because of how much they believe like in my vision. It was one of the most amazing things, but it was also a testament to how people really bought into the vision of bringing this thing to life and really were invested in supporting me. And I was so grateful. All my friends, honestly, like I have so much, to thank them for. They really made like themselves, their resources available. It was amazing. Yeah, so my stint as a locations manager or the places that, I was calling last minute, like Tola Odosi, please, can I shoot at your restaurant at Atmosphere? And he's like, okay, sure thing, you can shoot from this time to this time. Or the time that we were supposed to shoot at my cousin's gym, and because we didn't come at the time that was prescribed, he was like, he just didn't pick up his phone, and then the people like shut us out, and we literally needed to shoot a gym scene that day. I then call the manager of Riders Lounge, and I'm like, hi Rome, please can I shoot at your location, please? Like, they have this scene, and luckily it was empty and they let us shoot, and that scene just looks so fire and premium. So yeah, thanks Riders Lounge. A place that doubled as our furniture partner and also a location partner was due to Mrs. Ifeyinwa Igodalo, who is the chairperson of Wimbiz. Like, she was so amazing. I remember the first time that I called her to say that I was just really shooting my shots because I never met her in person before. I obviously, knew of her. She was this amazing woman that done amazing things. And I call her, I get her number from Osaya Lile, and I call her and say, Auntie, I have this idea. Would you be willing to partner with me and come on board as our furniture partner, because we need to be able to pay attention to the look and feel of, our scenes, and I feel like DO2 would be an amazing partner. And, their space is so lovely. So we shot some scenes there. And honestly, like, her agreeing to it, she said, oh, Arese, I've read your book, I love it, and I love everything that you're doing, and how you talk about Wimbiz in the book, and how you sing Wimbiz praises all the time. So of course I want to support you, and I'm not even going to be in town, but I'll pass you on to my team, and I'm sure that they'll, make something happen. And she did exactly that. She was so amazing. I literally would not have been able to do this without her support. So thank you, DO2. Locations were a headache, but we got it done, and I feel like it gave a lot of value to the show in terms of the locations that we picked. So location. Fashion was its own character in this show, and I love the fact that it showcased a lot of Nigerian designers. So we worked with so many designers, too many to name, but the main ones that we worked with that did a lot of the looks were Ade Soil, Cinnamon Lagos, Zephans, Fab Lane, and they were awesome. They were amazing. Like, some of these looks were custom made for each character. Lady Bieber, who I've been a long-term fan of, like, was with us like from the beginning and gave us so many pieces. It was amazing to work with these designers. But at the helm of it all was my darling sister, Isoke Ogiwonyi, who was our creative director and basically had this big vision for the fashion in the show and executed it like a G. I will always be grateful for her, because this girl, she would do mood boards for each character. She would do mood boards scene by scene. In fact, even my my actresses were like, I've never seen anything like this before, like this level of detail, like in terms of planning, like the fashion and all of that. She was amazing, and she was doing this all from a different time zone. In fact, at one point my parents were like, you're stressing our child, Arese. You are stressing our child. She's not sleeping, and you're stressing her out. But yeah, we made it through in the end. My sister Evie as well really helped, and she lives in Toronto as well. So they really had my back when it came to like the fashion and curating like the looks for each character and dealing with the designers. When I think about it, I could have definitely never done it myself. So the fashion designers were so patient because we had a production schedule, obviously. So we would say, oh, these scenes were going to be shot this week, and they were making the clothes for the scenes this week. Then something will happen and we need to move things around, and they would basically, have to start making the clothes for same that they had planned to make the week after now. And they basically just made it work. Like, they rolled with us, they were patient, they were amazing. And I just feel like the work was showcased in the most beautiful way. I love that it's going to be on Netflix and lots of people are going to get to see it.